Hello and welcome to the stream. Right, I was just having a look. It looks like at some point during the week somebody may have been on and we've lost the base that we took last week. One of the issues with these persistent missions is if you've got somebody who's on who's just having a play around, if they're not careful, the enemy can send helicopters over and take the base, which is fine. I leave it on all the time anyway, so if people want to play. So we're going to have to take that again, but first of all I think I'm going to go from here and get rid of this SA8, which is a little bit in the way. So with that being said, let's go and select. I'll do it by chopper because it's going to be a lot easier. We'll go to dynamic. And last week we were finishing off on the A10, and I'm just going to jump into the shock. I'll put my weapons on. I don't want these things. I find what they call the Eaglers a bit of a pain in the ass to actually use, to be honest. You've got to sort of pierce a canister so many seconds before you want to fire, and by the time you've done that, the thing you want to shoot at's probably gone anyway. It just seems a bit daft to me, but when I first tried it, it was pretty useless anyway. However, once the helicopter spawns, then I'll set a course off, being as there's only me at the moment, and make a move on this SA8. The game is likely to crash. I don't know why. Hey Macca. Good evening, Mel. Yeah, right, matey. I was going to say I don't know why, but recently my game seems to crash after a few minutes and then he's completely fine after, and I'm not really sure. Thank you for my second cup of tea of the day. It's a special day today.
It is a special day today.
So, although I know you've got to go to work, right? See those cups of tea? Full all the time.
Oh, shut up.
Cheers, cock.
Okay.
Right, anyway, with that being said, so my intention then is to just have a troll up. There is an SA8 over here. So, I will be attempting to come up the coast. We'll have a look at some of these things, sneak into there, take the SA8 so that when we start attacking this a little bit later, it's not going to be a pain in the ass. Right, with that being said, let's get this started. Start off with the 2 batteries, then to the right elbow on the back wall. How are you, Mac? Are you coming into fly today? And we'll switch that on. Then we'll go back to the front and switch off the master caution. This is the Shark 3, so we won't be doing the INU at this stage. Switch on the KO41 and the Abris, and then we're going to turn around and add some fuel flow. Oops, yeah, this has just crashed. Remember what I said right at the beginning? I don't get it. I don't know why it's doing it. It seems to just stop really early on, and then it should be fine after that.
What are you in today, Mel? What are you flying?
Shark at the moment, but it's crashed. The game's crashed, and it does it after a few minutes.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's done it a couple of weeks now.
That's not good.
Well, I even explained it would do it likely.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Anyway, I'll start it up again. So those on Twitch will have a black screen. Those on YouTube, if there's anybody there, will get the pleasure of my desktop. If there is anybody watching on YouTube, look in the description. and click the link, and that way around you'll be able to get a quicker chat.
I've noticed since the latest patch the bombs have a large range. I was at 5,000 feet and got damaged from a 2,000
Really?
bomb I had dropped.
Oh right, yeah, the splash damage and the force they let out. I know they've been tweaking. I even checked for updates on Thursday, and all was good. Not coming today, and there's a bloody update, which means I have to update the server.
Hit me at 3,000 feet.
Blimey, that's quite high, isn't it? You're right, cock. So I'm just starting up again. Won't take long, and then we'll be back in. Just waiting for the other server to appear. Don't know why it comes up twice. It's possibly like the song New York. Right, I do apologise for that. Hopefully it doesn't keep doing it. That usually tends to be the only one, and it's at the beginning. It's a little bit like it's cold, if you see what I mean, on startup. It's very odd. Might not be me at all. Might be the joys of DCS. Right, let's get back into there. Fortunately, I didn't get far. And we go in dynamic, Sharjah, and then back down to here. Don't know why I scrolled so far down. It's far too quick. There we go. Put the weapons on, get rid of the Eaglers. Anyone else having problems with DCS? Like, it's sort of having that odd crash. Oh look, it's exactly where I was looking when it crashed. Right, okay. Let's start again. We haven't got much to catch up on really. So we start with the 2 batteries. And then go to the right elbow. Switch on the Ekran and hydraulics. Hit the master caution. Switch on the KO41. Switch on the Abris. And then we're going to do the fuel flow. So we got forward, aft, fuel QTY, and then the APU fuel flow. Good morning, Barbie. Are you popping in today? Once we switch on that fuel flow, we'll see a little light on the APU telling us we got fuel flow. So we're going to start the APU by pressing the start button, and then we're going to hit the button or the big black knob that is hard to see just underneath these 2 red levers, which is the rotor brake. I'll also shut the door. The APU will start up, 3rd light will come on, which means it's ready to allow me to start an engine. So we start with the left-hand engine, so we go into the engine control, left-hand EEG, fuel flow for the left-hand engine, and then we're going to turn round and we're going to move this little toggle down to the lower left, and that is the left-hand engine. So when we hit the start button, it will start up the left-hand engine. You get the gist. We're going to pull out so we can see the RPM. And this needle that's dropped is engine number 1, otherwise known as the left-hand engine. And when it gets down to 20%, we're going to hit the engine cutoff. You'll see the exhaust gas temperature increase, which tells me I've got a good engine start. Okay, so if you notice, the top blade is moving to the right and the bottom blade is moving to the left. Those are counter-rotating, which cancels out the torque, hence why we don't need a tail rotor or anti-torque rotor, as it is called. You in today, Barbie? You got an hour or so before your bacon sandwich time. Okay, so we're just waiting for the first engine to get up to idle, which is just over 70%. Once that's done, we can start the second engine, or the right hand engine. It's exactly the same process: right hand EEG, right hand fuel flow. Then we turn round, we move the little lever down to the right for the right hand engine, hit the start button again, and keep an eye on the needle when it drops. Again, once it gets to the number 2 or 20%, which it is now, we're going to hit this right hand lever up, engine cut off, and we'll get a good start indicated by the exhaust gas temperature. While we're waiting for that, we're going to put on the intercom and also the voice warn. If we don't put the intercom on, you're not going to hear anything from the voice warns. The voice warnings. So all that does is reads out the messages, right, instead of just displaying them on the ecran, which is apparently the word for screen. It's very dull today, look. There we go, we'll wang that up and I'll pop that on for now. Okay, right, so when both engines are up, at this stage on the Shark 3, we're going to put them into work mode, which is 2 pages up, and that'll move the throttles up to work mode. And then you'll hear the messages, so pay attention to that bit.
Electrics on battery. Doppler navigation system failure. No nav data.
Okay, electrics on battery, we can fix that. So we can put the generators on now, both engines are on. Doppler navigation system isn't on, and there's no nav data. As I point out, on this particular mission, it's been set to easy align. Therefore, once we do the preliminary switches, it will automatically carry out the alignment. We won't have to do it manually. So we switch this onto operation mode. We turn round to the right hand side shoulder. We switch on the INU, and then we'll see it's automatically aligned and we've got nav data. Okay, very often you have to do it by yourself. When I get round to doing the Shark video, it'll fully explain it on there. Now that we've got the engine started and alignment done, we can carry on. We're going to switch on the radios. We're going to switch on the data link. We're going to select wingman here, so I'll be number 1. We're going to switch on these 4 blue buttons. These are similar to what you get in the A10. Hey CJ, these are similar to what you get into the A10 and the Apache. So pitch hold, bank hold, heading hold, and that'll smooth your inputs to the helicopter. It's quite a nice helicopter to fly, actually, once you know how to fly it. Okay, so we've got the ejection system on. I'm going to put the fire extinguisher on. Yeah, no worries, matey. You're right. We're going to turn around.
I was just saying, just waiting for the weekend because it's a friendship day.
Oh, the Coromore, yeah. In Star Citizen. I'll put on the L140 laser.
Anything good with the CS?
Is it what?
Anything good with the CS?
Usual, as far as I know. There was an update, but I don't know what the update is. We're going to switch on the countermeasures.
No, I've been logging in and playing Star Citizen for a bit. But I got a bunch of stuff happening. The big one is that we had like a rain, big time storm, so I had a leak at the kitchen. So, anyways, everybody's saying they're gonna come in and pick it up, but still waiting.
Yeah, it's always the way, isn't it? Everybody else will have leaks as well, probably. Just don't forget we're streaming at the moment, all right? So be careful what you say. Don't worry, just be careful what you say, that you might say something you don't want to say, all right? Because it's on YouTube and on Twitch. Yeah. All right, yeah, just be careful, because I've had to stop before now and wipe everything 'cause somebody ended up saying something about work or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So just be aware.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't know.
That's all right, matey. No worries. On a Saturday and a Sunday, I'm usually always streaming. Okay, so we've.
Take care.
All right, no worries. We've got the countermeasures on, and basically, I think everything's started up. We no longer need, right, the APU. So you hit the button with the red circle round. Don't hit stop, because it will stop the last thing that this is selected to. All right. So we use the APU shut off, and then once we've done that, we'll go and remove the fuel flow, and then finally we've got the standby attitude indicator, which is here, and we uncaged the attitude indicator and level it up. Now we'll switch this to nav. Right, has anyone got any questions? Everything's started up. Okay, right. So what I'm intending to do is fly up to this little area. There is an SA8 in there, and it's a pain in the ass because we've got to attack this base again. But I think depending how many's on, and at the moment there's only me, we'll try and attack that base. I suspect someone's been flying during the week, and if there's only one person on, what will happen is the enemy will take bases back. So you have to be a little bit careful and mindful to keep an eye on what's going on. So I'll fly up here and then hopefully blow that SA8 up. If we choose this, because there's no waypoint for this, basically it's 24 mile away, which isn't far, at 28 degrees. Okay, so that's 28 degrees I need to go for about 24 mile. As we take off, let me put the axis on so you can see what's going on. The brakes are on, and the brakes are on because this thing, when you go to take off, will roll. As you start to take off, you have to push the cyclic forward, and without the brake on, it's going to start rolling. Okay, so if you were on a FARP or you've got things around you, you're going to find that you're going to hit things. So what we want to do is take off straight up. So as I start to increase the collective, I'm going to push the stick forward like this, which is why it will roll, okay, to stop it going backwards. If you leave the cyclic where it is, it's going to go backwards and hit something behind. So we make sure that the brakes are on if we're going to take off straight up instead of using a runway. As we take this forward, you'll see the front start to lift and then push forward just to stop it from going backwards. Now I'm going to hit the trimmer button, and then we're going to move. We need to head about 28 degrees. So let's move round. So there we go. There's 10, 28. Oh, I was already heading in more or less the right direction anyway. So there's no waypoint for this, we'll just go visual. Now I'm holding the trimmer button in at the moment, and then I'll let go, and you see the diamond and the triangle snap to get that in a minute. There it is. And now we're heading around about 28 degrees. Shouldn't take us too long to get there. Just hope we can get there and take this thing out. I'm going to switch on my weapon system. I usually wait till we're there, but at the moment I'm going to switch it on. And I'm going to push this so that oh, what's it called? I confused myself then, but never mind. Master arm is on. Right, so we're heading over towards the coast, over this way, and we'll go up the coast and keep as low as we can to get to there. Hopefully we don't get taken out by an airplane, which may happen. Very quiet on the inside. Have you got enough volume for the engine noises on the stream? Should have. Yeah, looks like it. Right, anyone got any questions about the shark? Anyone got any problems with a shark? Flying it or using the weapons at all? I still got my gear out. Yes, I have. What a plonk. There we go. We'll get that in. Would help. Go a little bit faster. So as we're going along, we see the blades. And at the beginning I said the one blade was going anti-clockwise and one was going clockwise. And if you notice, they're getting closer on the right hand side. And that's because the blades lift on one side. The top blade lifts on the left, the bottom blade lifts on the right because they're going opposite directions. And the blades on the right start to close closer and closer together. And what this means is if you keep on going faster and faster and adding more collective, those blades will actually collide. It's called the blade strike, which is one of the reasons why you've got an ejection system built into it. So should we have an issue, we can eject. The blades on ejection will be explosively blown out of the rotor, and then the seat will pop up through the hatch up there, and we should be quite safe, apart from where we land, of course. So I'm heading up the general direction and then we'll just start going up the coast. As I said, we need to keep really low once we start moving any closer. Just going to drink my cup of tea, and this helicopter is brilliant for drinking tea, coffee or anything else, because as you can see it's fairly stable. It's just flying where I told it to go. It's not climbing, or it is a little bit. Speed is consistent. If it climbs too much, all you've got to do is just drop the collective a smidge and it will stop. And you can trim it until these balance out, allowing you to drink a drink. Right, you can see we're coming up to the coast now. So it won't take long to get there at all. I think my in-game sound is down just a little bit. But it saves you hearing it through the microphone and through the stream itself. Just adding a tiny bit of collective there to make sure I clear those pylons. And my cup of tea is done. Right. Okay. So once we get to the coast, we're going to start heading up the coast. And it'll also allow me to go down a little bit more. We're in a sort of bay at the moment. or will be in the bay. So I'll just follow up slightly to the right to try and go along the coast, although there is a lot of pylons. I noticed that last week and the week before, how many pylons
Thank you
there
for the
are.
27 months of subscribing, Spatey.
Hey, Spatey. Morning, matey.
Mel said, thank you for the tier 1 resub, Spatey.
Thank you very much.
The support for 97 months is really appreciated.
Jesus, 97 months. I'm not going to work out how long that was, but it's a lot. We lost the base. I think someone's been on it during the week, but we've lost the base that we had. So I'm just going up to take out an SA8 that's sitting in there because it gets in the way when you're flying planes. Hello, pup.
Hello.
Did you get all your Valentine's presents you were waiting for?
No.
Trying to post what? Oh, Lisa said she keeps trying to post it but can't remember your address. And that was for you, pup.
My address. Okay.
Yeah, to send your Valentine's card. She hasn't got round to it yet because she couldn't remember your address. So it's a shame if you're sitting there waiting, she says.
Yeah, I'm a bit disappointed. I tell you.
Oh, she can hear you. She's in the bath at the moment, hence the whale noises. I know sometimes when I've been streaming and she's jumped in the bath, people have thought that it was noises that they've put into the game when you fly over the sea, like I am now. But it's not. Oh, there's Rick. I think Rick suddenly found out there was an update today. I even checked yesterday to make sure, and nothing. And then that was it. Suddenly we got an update. I'm going after that SA8, you know, the one that causes a problem. We've lost that base again, so I think someone may have been on during the week by themselves. And the base was taken back. Unless it was the server update, I don't know. I need to turn in just a little bit. I don't know what this thing is, whether it's a shaped island. It looks like, I was going to say a bit like a castle parapet thing, but I don't know whether you realise, but I don't think they've got any castles over at this neck of the woods. Just see down on the map where I'm heading. Anyone's got any questions, please jump in. About this All-Star Citizen, another sale started today. So you're going to get money off on, you know, from 20, 30, 40, 50% off various modules. If you're thinking about helicopters and you've never flown any and you want to try, I would highly recommend getting the QE as the first helicopter. I really would. Will give you a complete grounding for helicopters, and if you can fly that, it will just help so much with everything else. You intend flying the Apache, I would start with
Jamaica 36 said, I was thinking of getting the Hercules.
Oh yeah, getting the Herc. I'm not sure whether it'll be in the sale. There's a chance it might not be. But there's a lot more to it than you think. So initially, I'm slowing down at the moment, and what I'm doing is holding the trimmer, pulling the nose up.
Yeah, it's not in the sale.
Yeah, I didn't think so. There's a lot more complexity to it than you think. So what I'm going to do is try and use these buildings for cover. Remain low. As I said, what I'm doing is holding the trimmer down, pulling the nose up and dropping the collective. And that's stopping me from going straight up in the air. So I'm more or less level with where this SA8 is, I think. Unless I need to go a bit more, I don't think so. But before I start looking at the map, I need something to give me a little bit of cover.
Said, it's very, very detailed, but you can also just jump in it and drop cargo.
Yeah, there is another mode. I've been going through the startup procedure a couple of times. And it's like I always run out of time. Do you know what I mean? I think, oh, I'll have a look at this. I haven't got round to the easy mode on it yet. I had to smile when I saw, like, you know, cargo and setting up all these different parameters. I was like, oh wow. It's a bit more than what I'm used to for cargo. Get spoilt by the old IL2 stuff. And I think the target is slightly left. So I'm just going to sit it out over here and have a little look. Right, I'm slowing the helicopter down. The little line is showing me which way I'm drifting, which is a bit obvious really because we've got a point of reference. And that point of reference, there's, it's over there. It's seen, mate. The missile coming out, look, see? Just missed me.
Warning, under attack. Warning, under attack. Warning, under attack. Warning, under attack.
Oh, there. Right, okay, let's move over here. Gonna watch the lampposts. Little bugger will probably get me just round the side. So I'm slowing this down as much as I can. I'll hit the button and just hope it can't see me from where it is, okay? So I know it's directly over there. And I'm obviously high enough for it to be able to see me. It's shot at me twice now. I've got lampposts underneath me and bushes, so I've got to be careful, okay? That made me jump then. I thought, what's happened? Okay, so what I'm going to do is release the Schwal and bring it over. Now, more than likely, it's going to be able to shoot me before I can shoot it, but we'll see. Let's zoom in on the map. So we're going to click map and then scale. So it's actually in here, okay? Hey Rick. So this is black. You just done your update, have you? If we turn this up. That caught me out the first time. It's so bright here that this is all closed down and dark. And am I drifting? Now let's have a look. So we know that it's actually over here. in the middle of there, which is just over here. So, who's gonna win, huh? Possibly that thing. I'm just trying to think. I may be alright, because I think it'll take a while to know that I'm there. So what I'm going to do is make sure that I've got my weapon selected, which is my Vickers. I'll pop this on for now. I'm not sure whether it'll be too dark for me to be able to see my obstacles, if I can even see it. Jeez, there it is, look. Oh no, it's alright. Okay, so I need to move over to the left. I've got to put my laser on, and I'm also going to put auto turn on, okay? And what I'm going to do is just move very slightly to the left. And the way I'm going to do that while I'm in auto hover is I'm going to pull this brake here and just see if I can move a little bit to the left enough to see the target.
Lower gear.
Okay. Can you see the way it moves back? Look. It's very dark over there, isn't it? So I can adjust this brightness some more so I can see that side. Change the contrast a little bit. And let's see if I can stick my head around there. Hopefully the SA8's gone to sleep. Gotta be careful I don't. There it is. Okay. And what I've also got to do is make sure that's with that, which it is. Go over there, turn a little bit, rifle. Try and stay here with the laser on it. There we go. That SA8's gone. So now we've done that. Got to wake up, you know, because like last week when I jumped in the A10 and it was all a bit of a fast move, it just worked. And when I do things like this very often, I'll be dead before it's dead, do you know what I mean? So I'm quite surprised. But hey ho, take it while you do it, huh? Right, so now I need to think about what's going on over here. I'm not that far away, as you can see. 10 mile. If I put it into meters, we're about 17k away or so. So what I might do is move up to here and then use, these will be buildings, as you can see, and towns, and that may give me a little bit more cover. So I'll go up that way and then over to there. So this is waypoint number 9, and it's called, what's it called? Razmal Kame, whatever. So I do apologise for completely mangling that name. So I need to change to that waypoint, and let's see if I can go nav, search. Use this little knob on the right to move this up and down. Waypoint, and then hit the button, and then scroll down again.
Is anyone else getting lots of clicking in the headset, or is it just me?
Possibly just you, matey. No, Luce, that's Rick. Luce said hello to everybody, i.e. Rick. She's ignored you, Sham.
Yeah.
Can you hear her shouting at me now? Happy Valentine's Day, darling. Right.
Is that from you, Mel? Or is that from...
Oh yeah, that was to you. Sorry, Sham. I do apologise. I think it's that one, yeah.
Too late now, Tom. Too late now.
Yeah. It's not Dahid, is it? 8. So, Sharjah is where we are. Dahid is that one. Fuji is that one. Ah, that's it. Number 10. Okay. Hopefully that's selected. And if we go back to there, that is, yeah, that's about right. Okay. I sort of modelled my way through there, as you can tell. Let's put this back on again. Hopefully it's not going to cause me too much of a problem. Whenever you go into auto hover, it automatically puts the altitude hold one on as well. So we need to take that off. Unless, of course, you want the altitude on. And we're going to turn round. Avoid all the buildings, lampposts and things. And just push a little bit further up here. The base we took last week, Rick, I don't think you was on last week, were you? Or were you? I can't remember.
No, not last week. I was in Exeter.
Ah, right, yeah. So it's been recaptured, unfortunately. I suspect someone's been on during the week. And it's just been recaptured, which is fair enough. We'll just have to do it again. I think there was only me, Pup, and a couple of others for a bit, and then that was it, wasn't it, Pup? It was just us at the end. Yeah, I'm going to have to, as you can see how dark it looks through there now, so I need to move this just so make sure I don't collide through anything. Or get too close to buildings. Just lift up a little bit to make sure the blades are clear. So I'm going to just zoom out just a little bit on the map so I can see where the base is I'm going for, and you can see where we want to go to. So I need to go into this area here, which is a bit further up the coast, so I can speed up now. Hopefully there's no manpads around. Is that a balloon? Oh no, it's a TV satellite dish. Why on earth did I think it was a balloon? Right, anyone got any questions about this? If you want to join in, you're more than welcome. Just join in and help us out with the mission. There's 3 of us that will be active. Stingy will be here at some point after he's been romantic. No doubt. Unless he's gone out somewhere. But you never know, he should be in, I think. So that might 4 of us. But if anyone wants to join in, you're more than welcome. Password is XMAS.
Gemmo said, which server is it?
It's called Mel's server. It is updated, by the way. There was an update, must have been yesterday, I think.
Jamaica36 said, wow, you should see the airfield after I dropped a bomb on it.
Oh, is it a mess? I hope they fix it when we take it over. What, did you drop a £2,000? Right, 124. I'll do a radio check. 124 radio check. We're in game radio, by the way. Currently on 124 FM, I believe.
Yeah, fires everywhere.
As I said, I just want to get into a strategic position. And I'm just using the buildings and towns for cover. Also, with any weapons that are over there, I am moving, what's the word? Is it perpendicular? Parallel to the SAMs. And I'm also down in various clutter, so it makes it more difficult to track. When you go straight towards something, because of the way the radar works, it's very easy for them to track you, as you'll see when we turn around and head towards them. Whereas if you go low and you're flying with them on your right or left. 5x5, good copy, thank you. Morning, Stingy. Oh, I was wondering where you were. I was just contemplating whether you'd gone out for a romantic breakfast or something like that. That's fine, mate, no worries. I had a bit of a later start because I've got to finish at 1 because she's working today. And then she's off for nearly 2 weeks. Can you imagine how many cups of tea that will be? I know. I'm getting background grief at the moment. I've got to keep on imagining. That's not good, is it? If her role on holiday isn't to serve, what the hell is it? In the nah. What's a nah? Shouting something about gonads and smacks. It's like the Valentine's gift that just keeps on giving. Has anyone else got one of these AI units at home? Can you imagine if you had like an Alexa or something like that, and that's how, you know, they spoke to you. Right, okay, we're going to slow down and start to turn in. If we look on here, I can say I'm 14 clicks away. I'll need to get half this distance in. And as I said before, because I'm starting to...
the 2 MiG-29s in the area.
Alright, well, if they're going to take me out, they're going to take me out. I might refuse the first time and just accept on the second time because I don't want to rush in. Right, I'm starting to slow down. Dropping down when I can in these little openings. Start heading towards the targets. I remember when I first started playing, it was quite interesting because whilst from this point of view, you know, it's obviously, you feel like you're a bit of a sore thumb sticking out. It's another English saying, by the way, you know, you stand out like a sore thumb. It's quite surprising how you can hide a helicopter. And I remember using this many years ago to... It was on Caucasus, and there was 2 or 3 people in planes and a helicopter who gave me like sort of a few minutes. I knew the area I was in, but they couldn't find me to shoot me. It was bizarre. And it's surprising how much cover you can get. Well, I'm 12k out, so obviously still too far for weapons. But hopefully I'm low enough. There's another patch there. I've got to get under these cables.
Lower gear.
Not sure if Camel's watching yet or if he's even up and awake. Although I think it's evening time for him. Just going to go a little bit lower to make sure I get underneath the cables. And I'm going to start slowing down quite a lot. Again, I don't want to hit the bottom of the helicopter. It's really easy to destroy your weapons system in terms of the Schwal or the gun. So we can see where the targets are. I'm 11k. Again, as I said, I need to be about 7k. I think there's more buildings over there looking front, and I think those are the ones that curve round. I might be able to get a bit more cover.
XYZ said, haven't been in the Catholic for ages.
Yeah, XY. X, is it X? Oh. Anyone firing?
Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
X is just fine.
X is fine. Okay. Sorry, I was looking around then to see what your name was. Sometimes my... oh, there it is. Okay, let's get in here.
Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
Okay, there's a missile out.
Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning.
I'm dropping some flares as I go. There's a good chance it might be for me. Yep. Just dropping some more flares as I'm going along here. And then I'll try and hide
Under attack. Warning. Under
behind
attack.
here. Oh,
Warning.
don't want to mess it up now.
Warning.
Need to slow down. Trying to slow down quite quick. Got a few buildings here.
Lower gear. Lower gear.
Okay, distance wise we're 9 point. Is that 9 or 5? I wonder if I've been misreading that. Let's have a look. 9. Yeah, it's a 9. Okay, so we've got some buildings here that we can start to work
After fiddling
through.
around with curves of that I managed to AA the Phantom. That's kinda really astonishing nerve-wracking.
So far, I don't think I've got curves in anything at the moment. I sort of basically just, I've left this as it is ever since I've been flying and try and just work with it, if you know what I mean. But it depends, I guess, on sticks and things and what their resolution is.
Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack. Warning. Under attack.
Surely that can't
5
see me.
degrees and sun 2 dead zone. I really
Oh,
don't
right.
like curves, but for those real and small inputs.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. This is one thing I like about this stick and throttle. It's got a really good resolution. And it just takes ages. I mean, you know, flying the Huey is really good because the amount of input you need is so negligible. Right, I think it's over here, isn't it? So I've got to creep up a bit now. I'm 9.6 at the moment. So let's have a little look. We've got buildings over there, which is a little bit closer. So let's sit here for a little bit and see if we can
You'll see if I can
start
get
to
you
see
with
some
the spring for the
targets.
Warthog. Clues, I just don't have the place to mount it on an extension.
Ah, right. Which are you on an extension? I think I'm on a 10 centimetre with it between my legs. The one, where was it? The Polish guy, is it, or something like that? It takes a bit of getting used to, I must admit. When I used to have this on the
That makes a huge
desk.
difference with fine movements.
Oh, it really does, yeah. I mean, when I started flying the Huey and that, and trying to trim it for hovering in ground effect, the amount of movement that I needed without the spring, without the extension, I didn't even move the stick. I just basically felt the pressure on my fingers, right? And once I'd got pressure on my fingers, the helicopter reacted. It was unbelievable. And I flew like that for donkey's years, and I mean a hell of a time. Oh, there we go. That's after me, isn't it? Look, see that there? That is looking like it's there. No worries, let's have a little look. Right, so we're going to increase our height using the same thing as we used before, so we can see over these buildings. So I'm pulling the brake. Oh, there we go. Wasn't even at me, look, see?
Wags said that a Huey remaster has a huge cryo.
Oh, really? That'll be interesting. It's gonna be. I tell you what, when they tweak some of these old, when they tweak some of these older things, it completely throws you. It completely, just as long as all the flight's the same and it's just modelled better. Although it is really good fun. It would be good if they could fix the problems with multiplayer and the sync when you're doing cargo. Let's have a little look down here, shall we? Let's get a decent view. Keep floating around there. Just drifting slightly over to the left. If I move slightly. Hello, welcome to the channel. What's it? Tremerslow? Is that how it's supposed to be pronounced? I know my bot didn't do a very good job. Welcome to the channel, by the way. If you've got any questions, please ask. And if you're looking to buy, there is a sale on at the moment. It doesn't cover absolutely everything, but there's quite a lot for sale. Varying degrees, usually between 20, 30, 40, up to 50% off. Right, so I need to look past this building, and I'm just going to creep up a little bit with the height.
Yay, I think so. It's kind of a random name created, stolen almost 20 years ago.
Oh, 20 years ago. So I take it then you're not sort of in your 20s. Okay, we can see smoke over there.
XYZ it said, only thing that's on my very far interest list might be a mosquito.
Oh, right, a mozzie.
We've got so many warbirds that just lie around.
They do.
Dreamsley said, yay.
Occasionally we let's stop there, eh? Occasionally, I mean over Christmas we literally had a warbird server up for about a week and a half, and there's only
So,
2 or 3 of
which
us.
gunship is this?
This is the Shark 3. Okay, it's a single pilot gunship. Let's turn that down a little bit to allow me to see. Single pilot gunship dual counter rotating blades, laser guided missiles. I've got rockets on. It's got countermeasures, no anti-torque / tail rotor, and it works really well. As a single player gunship, it's very, very good. It's faster than the Apache.
Death Angel. Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
It is really good. I need a bit more contrast, I think. The Apache's really good, but personally I always feel the Apache's better when you've got two people in it. Especially when you're having to rely on AI. Got to be careful here. We've got two... Well, I say zoom. There's a wide angle view and a narrow angle view. And the effect is, it looks like you've got a zoom. Just looking. Also, we have what was I going to say? Oh yeah, we don't have, sorry, the ability to have white hot, black hot. It was supposed to be in the Shark 3, but due to circumstances, some time before what happened over in Eastern Europe,
I love it. The looks,
or the
the
East,
firepower, the blade system.
it's
Even
really
the
good.
tail is gone. You're not gonna get into a death spin like the ones with tail blade.
Oh no.
Such a great aircraft. XYZ. Although I really like the Mi-24 for its kind and multarial.
Yeah, the Mi-24 is really good as well. But again, when you have AI, it's always better if instead of AI using someone else. I don't know why I can't see anything. I can see planes, I can see the boundaries. This is on auto rotate, so when I use, what's that? When I use the Schval or this targeting system, can't tell if that's a house or a building. Looks like a house, doesn't it?
Dreamsley said, so you have intelligence and trying to find the target or just casually hunting?
No, I'm just casually hunting. So basically, what I'm doing is using the Schval. This is the camera, and this is what the camera's looking at. I've got something switched on here called auto turn. So if I haven't got that, then the camera's got a gimbal look, and you'll see the camera move. And you can see that here on the Abras as well, which is a little bit bright. Let's turn this down a little bit, and you can see where this indicator is moving as well. However, if I move this outside of the screen, you'll see in a minute a box appear. So that what that box is telling me is that the camera's outside of the hood. Okay, you'll see the box, and that's telling me what my extents are. In other words, how far can I see left, right, up and down. The problem is, because the weapons I've got on are laser guided, the laser is on the front, just to the right of the Schval. Schval is a little square bit there with a gimbal camera. The laser's there, but you've got to point the laser where the camera's pointing for the missile to follow it. So for that reason, the best way, and rather than getting out of this auto hover, which you can see, it just sits there, right? Which is realistic, by the way. It takes a equivalent of a GPS reading. Right.
Under attack.
Is that smoke there? No. I keep seeing these little satellite dishes. So we switch this on, and that means we don't have to worry about manoeuvring the helicopter. We can just point where we want. And I'm missing something. I can't see shit. And this is the problem with it. It's black and white. And there's no white hot, black hot. As I said, there was supposed to be. But sometime prior to the events over in the Eastern realms, the Russians removed permission for DCS or Eagle Dynamics.
And the heli turns towards the laser if it's outside of the range.
Well, it's basically the helicopter.
That's why it said, yeah.
The
Just a camera, no flip.
Yeah, so the helicopter turns, right, every time I let go of the camera movement, the schwal. So when I move it there, I let go, helicopter turns to catch up. And that way, it keeps the laser and the camera pretty damn close together. So when I look down here, right, you can see vehicles just in there. That is something, I think, there. It's probably just outside the range, 8.8. So if we look here, we should see.
Oh wow, that is super good.
Right, we should see the target pipper for the weapon. And if you look, right, there's a couple of things. So the distance to the target, which is 8.8, because my laser is a rangefinder too. This is the minimum distance I can fire this weapon. This is the maximum.
That's why it said, although you're damn prone to all attacks in that state.
Oh yeah, you have to be careful, which is one of the reasons where I am, right? It looks quite high, but if you notice where I am relative to there. So if, for instance, I went over here, okay, and dropped down there, if I can get this right, okay, if you sort of look back at where my helicopter is from the point of view of these guys on the floor, right, you start to get the idea that it's really difficult. Where's my helicopter? We know it's up there somewhere, but the angle is so slight from this point of view. I've more or less disappeared within whatever's going on over there. I think I'm over here somewhere. Oops. Do you get the gist? It's a bit like having a castle where you've got bowmen inside the castle. The window is very wide, but on the outside it's like a slit, so that the archers.
Said, only a terminal
Yeah.
can see the heli.
Yeah. Do you get the gist? Right. The other thing is, for me to be able to fire this weapon, there's a couple of things need to happen. So I need to be closer because I'm over the maximum range, and I also need to have this pipper and the laser.
You will get low.
There.
Nice. Yay.
Okay. So maybe I've got to move over here, which will make it a little bit easier, which I can do in a minute. However, I know that if I switch off auto mode, so what auto mode does, which is down here, it basically states that you can only fire the weapon if the laser and the weapon are concentric, and if you're not over the maximum range of the weapon. And if you follow that, you will more or less guarantee hitting your target. However, it's a little bit further, so I can switch it into manual, which removes those restrictions. We now see the letter C appear, and I can fire this missile. Okay. The other problem then becomes, am I too far away? Will the missile reach at this height, or will gravity drag it down before it gets there? If you get the gist. Now, one of the things I'm going to do before I move on is I'm going to, I don't know what the target is, I think it's a vehicle, and I'm going to save its position. So on here we can see where it is, okay, where I'm looking. Now when I move, I'll be able to use the helicopter systems to locate my view back in that area where that target is. I'll try a shot from here. It might be stretching it. I'm not going to waste too many missiles on trying to shoot it, but I suspect I might end up, if I'm not careful, hitting this, right? So what I'm going to do is point up, rifle, and then drop down again. And let's see, you can see the missile is following the target, but it is pretty difficult for me to target this properly. Oh, sorry mate, I tried. No, see, went a little bit too far. I can move this down a little bit. You can see something there. The trouble is sometimes it's hang on, let's fire another one and then I won't fire anymore. Rifle. If we follow the missile down, that's following the laser, but it might not just reach, or it might not even be a vehicle. Yeah, do you see what I mean? It's just outside the range. It's a Maverick coming in. Someone's up in the 18. Close, but whatever it was got caught by the... This is Hellfire. So whatever it was that that Maverick was after, the splash damage caught it. Oh, it's a two-man lift, is it? That just went over the top. Right, so I'm going to move forward. Right, I'm going to reset my targeting. I'm going to switch off the altitude hold, and I'm going to switch off the auto hover, and I'm going to position myself closer over this way. So there's more buildings to the left. Shut your hole.
Lower gear.
I can change that, by the way. But at least she's paying attention, that's the main thing. I'm going to use the next set of buildings, see if it gives me a slightly better view. Yeah, the Shark's really nice, to be honest. As long as you get a good grasp of how the trimmer works, it's absolutely brilliant. It does take a little bit of getting used to. It's very much a sniper helicopter.
Lower gear. Lower gear.
So I'm just trying to get as close as I can using this little town.
Lower gear.
So hopefully I'll be disappearing into the background. You can also see on 8.2.
Server is so fun.
Lower gear. Lower gear.
Hey Jetmo. Have you been on the server?
Dreamsley said, it feels like it is easy to learn but time consuming to master.
It's, yeah, it's not too difficult. But I always say to people, if you are going to learn this, learn the Huey. Right? Any helicopter, always start with a Huey because you are flying it. There's no systems in there. You get all the basics of a helicopter, and if that's on sale now, that's like probably $25. Do you know what I mean? It's so dirt cheap and it's great fun. especially as you can have 3 of your mates in there as well if they've got it. But this is, you know, the way this is flying now is all about how the trimmer works. In the Huey, you set the trimmer, you reset the trimmer. With this, you set the trimmer and it's got a reset on it, but you really don't use the reset. And then when the Apache came out, there's no trimmer reset at all. But people moaned because they were coming from planes, couldn't handle the Apache because they couldn't get the head around it. And Eagle Dynamics put a bloody trimmer reset on it, even though one doesn't exist in real life. I was quite disappointed. I think I've got a plane coming in at me maybe. So what I'm going to do is just move over to this building here. Just lift up a little bit. And
XYZ said, have you tried the new feature in the Huey with the throttle related off switch?
the throttle related off switch.
Dreamsley said,
Oh yeah, there is this switch.
in a sim for an unrealistic future, FFS.
Oh, I know. But the thing is, what they don't understand, and this is because they don't understand the trim, how trim works. So what I always say to people, you want to learn the Apache, you learn the Huey first. This is not the best place, but it might work. And then after the Huey, you learn how the trimmer works on this. Because the trimming on this is the same as the trimming on the Apache. And if you can get your head around those two things, it makes flying the Apache a lot easier. Now, hopefully, I'm not in the worst possible place. So what I'm going to do now, right, make sure I've got enough clearance on that building. Oh, something's firing at me, look. So I need to move. Let's take this off. Let's move over here. Did you see that? That was lucky. They just didn't get me.
Lower gear.
So I need to give myself just that little bit more cover. I should be able to use this road. Don't want to go back too much. And maybe a little bit lower until I'm ready. Because something's obviously seen me. I'll just settle down here. Try again. Just making a slight adjustment. Right, the trimmer on this holds about 20% of the input. So if your throttle or your controls have more than 20% input. Have you finished your bath, by the way, Cock? All right, thank you. How did you guess? How did you guess? So basically, as long as you're not inputting 20% or more, this should be able to hold it. Okay. Now, if I switch auto turn back on, right? And I'm going to choose that target by clicking this button here, which is how I set it. And I'm then going to choose this button here called DL Ingress. So when I let go of the camera will jump straight to where that target is, right? And turn the helicopter to face it. So, as I said, it might not have been a target, it might have been the base of a tree. So now I'm in a position where, using the collective brake here, I can squeeze that releases
This is so cool.
the hold on the collective, and I'm just going to increase the height. I'm currently at 3 meters. So I'm just going to increase the height a little bit. So I've got to input a little bit of collective. You see my height going up, but not too much that's going to make me stick out like a sore thumb. I'm also now within the tolerances, so I'm going to put this back onto auto. and let's see what happens. But conversely, I might just get shot because I've got to get over these trees, see the targets, and something had a shot at me before. So as we're going up, we can see we're getting more of a view, but I'm basically trying to keep my head low and mixing with everything else. I'm slowly starting to take off the throttle as I increase my height. And I'll stop about here. Make sure this is stable so I'll not take my eyes away. I'm not going to suddenly go carrying on up while I'm not looking. I'll choose the missiles again. We should get the pipper once we get the distance. There's the pipper. Excuse me. Sorry, I just needed to cough.
The radar dish would work perfect in this situation.
It would. It would work, yeah. You can do it as a single pilot, but it does take away some of the fun, to be honest. Now, what I couldn't tell before was that a target or was it the shadow of the trees? So I'm just making small adjustments. As you notice, when you're looking, right, you're constantly having to change this brightness and contrast for the area you're looking at. So I'm just bringing this up. Is that something there? Or something there? Or is that just trees?
No.
Oh yeah, you made another cup.
Yeah.
Thanks, cock.
So I don't come up and down.
That's fair enough. Just gives you more washing up. I know you like it. 40 minutes. Thank you. So, you see the way the dark leaves on these bushes?
Just trees I'm on.
Yeah, this is what I think as well. And this is the problem. Right. We're not very far away from the target. Have we actually captured it? Oh no, there's still a ton of stuff, isn't there? Look. We have got, or we did have, where was it? There was a thing flying round. Which is why we can see everything. We've got a drone up. So I need to have another scan. Let's do it in the... Oh, I've just been shot. Let's just drop down a little bit. I think something's having a good go, isn't it? Oh, it's had a better go. Oh God, is there a tank coming round or something? I can't tell what's having a go at me. It might be a tank, might be a BMP. I don't know how much damage it's done. Might not be a lot, might have just shot me a little bit. Let's have a look at the front. This is usually what gets damaged straight away. There's no cable sticking. Oh, maybe. Don't think there's any cable sticking out. So something was having a good shoot at me there. So there could be a BMP. They have these like little rockets.
Explosive cannon fire from small caliber, I guess.
Could well be.
20 to 30 millimeters.
Could well be. So I'm not going to...
Cover for this map.
Pardon?
For the enemy on the account. Oh, bloody cover.
Oh, I know. There's ridges and things, but what's the range? Yeah, it's about 10k, so you got 2k short. The only way you could possibly get in is the spattering of buildings. So just beneath the target area, there's... Oh, are you going down on the bottom? Are you going down... Oh, down there, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, there's buildings if you can get into the towns, but you've got to get into the towns before you can use the buildings. Right, let's move, shall we?
Just take a big loop down south or up north and get get the opposite side and get the eastern side. There's loads of cover around there.
Right, so let's take this off. Oh, going down a little bit more than I wanted to. And let's start moving down here and see if we can get an opening without having to go any higher. This may not handle as good as it was. Need to go down here. Am I going to get through there? I think so. Flat now, look, these are buildings, aren't they? So with this particular mission as well, there's lots of side missions you can be doing. So you've got your main targets, which is what we're mostly focused on. But there's also little side missions that you can win bonus points. So those points go into a kitty, which then gives you options on the logistics side. So you can get reapers and things like that going. Gotta watch these lampposts. Looks like they're only one side. Some of these cars seem to be modelled better, unless it's just this map. In more like cars instead of, you know, metal boxes. I've also got a 4.5 kilometre range on my cannon, and that will give high explosive rounds or armour piercing. I'm getting rather close. Looks like a nice little area. No, me, as soon as I get there, I'll just explode. Something will shoot me. Again, watch the lampposts on this road here, they're both sides of the road. And then sort of move over to the left to try and give me some cover low down. Looks like a good place. So I'm just pulling my nose back in the opposite direction of the little line that's in the hood. Bringing my speed down really slow as I can manually first. You can put this into auto hover at about 12 kilometers. But if you can get it even lower, if you can get it even lower, you can get into hover much quicker. So let me just see this here. I can't tell if that's some. Yeah, that's something firing. Something's tracking me. Drop down just a little bit.
Warning, under attack. Warning.
Bollocks. Just push pushed it a little bit more, lost a bit of a wing. Oh, two dead. Oops, no wonder I couldn't eject. Oh well. Right, let's have a look, see what else we got. We got Macaron at F16, that was me. Pup. No, Glaive is going in an A10, that's fair enough. That might be a good call. The A10's going to be... We got Mac, we got an MI8 moving in to reinforce the base. Your left hand side, 22.6 kilometers at 117. If you can hear, you'll hear it, but it'll be low or slow. Is he going the other way?
Yeah, it's a good way off, yeah.
Right, okay, so I'll jump into the A10C perhaps and we'll go and have a look. So let's select an A10C at Sharjah or A10C2 as it's called. I won't do any weapons. This is going to take a little bit longer to go through. I will go through the startup, but I'll try and make it speedy. Is there anyone who wants the detail on the startup? It'll take a while to get going, but I've also got to watch the time. I have to finish just before 1 o'clock today. But I might do an extra stream during the week to make up for it. Does anyone want the detail on the A10? I will mention the startup, but I'll explain a lot more if you want. Just let me know. If I don't hear anything, I'll assume.
Just wanna see the gun go
I might not be able to use the T. Right, okay. Let's make sure that everything's selected. Okay. Right, it's not difficult to start up by any stretch of the imagination. Everybody thinks it is. It's just a pattern. If you want to learn it, I would suggest get someone to explain it to you. The biggest problem is knowing where to look for things. When I started learning and eventually I wrote it down, I would write down RK for right knee, R2 for right thigh. This is the full fidelity A10C2 Warthog. It's a brilliant aircraft. You can tell the difference straight away by looking in the hood. You can tell it's the 2 because it's got helmet mounted cueing sight here. There's a whole radar panel missing. The is a paveway laser thing on the right, but it doesn't exist on this one. Okay, I'll explain it, but not as much detail as normal. So we start off on the right knee. We're just going to switch on the battery and then the inverter, which is just on the top row. Over to the left is the APU, which is down here. We're going to switch the APU on. Once we've switched that on, if we look down, these 2 gauges represent the APU. And then this is the left engine, the right engine, left engine, right engine, but this is the APU.
Said, MI8 down.
Excellent. Cheers, matey. As soon as this hits 100%, we can switch on the APU generator. We look down at the bottom right by the right butt cheek.
XYZ it said, you really don't want FC stuff if more into DCS.
Yeah, usually what I say to people, especially when there's a sale on, the Flaming Cliff stuff is cheap. The reason why it's cheap is the modules are imported from a very early version of the game. The flight model isn't the same, and everything that you switch.
There is no option if I want flankers and F-15.
Oh no, this should all be in here. This should.
As it said, yeah, kinda. That's true.
But the thing is, right, on some servers, it won't allow you to use free planes, and not all the aircraft are on. But I think on this, everything's on. So even with those, you can, use them on here, I believe. So anyway, looking down on the right hand side butt cheek, we've got 5 knobs. Exactly, and that's what I was saying, is that it's always better to save that money, wait for a sale, and buy one full fidelity module. You can always buy more later, but you start off with one good module, and if you don't know what you want, but you want a good all-round plane, for instance, a fast mover, you go F-18. Obviously, if you want to start a helicopter, start with the Huey, and then work up from there across the range. Right, so just above here, there's a little button, so we're going to switch that on, which is our lights. And then you'd need to hit Control P, or if you've got a Warthog, just move the pink switch back. Moving over to the left, we're going to switch on the CDU and EGE, because it takes time for these units to start up. F-18 will give you a little bit more, because you've got the landing and taking off on the carrier, so you've got all the carrier operations with it, and you've got good air-to-air, good air-to-ground. You have with the F-16 as well, good air-to-air, good air-to-ground, and there's quite a big overlap. But never try and learn 2 aircraft at the same time. The trouble is there's very little standardisation on naming convention. For instance, these are called MFCDs, which is multi-function colour display. On some planes, they're DDI. So we're switching these on now, and we're going to start the left engine. And we look over here, and we'll see the left engine is doing the start cycle. If we look in the hood, engage pre-flight bit. Bit is always a test, built-in test. Use the enter key on the upfront controller to acknowledge that, and it will start to test. While the engine's starting...
Dreamsley said, there is a sale for Luna, and it is perfect for me. I'll be starting to fly soon. Bought all the thing I want for now from the sale. F-16, 18, 810 and Flaming Cliff 2024.
Yeah, that's fine. You could have sneaked in a helicopter. Sneak in the Huey, it's usually about 20 quid.
As it said, right. And if for the older stuff, like F4, F14, of which the first is the best module in DCS Simwise, prefer to look for Cold War setting. Dreamsley said, Syria map and super carrier with the miles that I earns.
Oh, right, you got them with the miles. Just be careful with a Syria map. You need a minimum of 32 gig RAM. And if you try and stream and you've only got 32 gig RAM and you're flying the Syria map, you'll run out of memory and crash. I learnt that one a long time ago. Right, so one of the things that happen nowadays is you see this master caution, and the master caution comes on because the APU generators on, as are the engine generators. And with the engine generators, they're switched on now.
Hands of the Germany map. XD.
Hands off the Germany map. Okay, so all we've got to do is hit the master caution to acknowledge it.
32 GB RAM and 4070 T with Ryzen 7700X. Should be fine.
Yeah, just be careful. As I said, if you're playing by yourself, that's fine. You go on a multiplayer server and you want to stream, you'll run out of memory. So that's the only thing you've got to say. Right, okay, so we're going to accept this by saying enter. We're going to move it down using this select rocketer exit. Oops, went one past. And then once we do that, we're back at the main menu. We can now switch the hood on, which is the next click up. Okay, while we're waiting,
Are you on an open server, by the way?
it's got a password. If you want to jump in, you're more than welcome. The only thing I say is don't mess about, which I don't expect you to. We're on 124 radio using in-game built-in comms. But yeah, you can jump in. Password is XMAS, server's called mail server.
Dreamsley said, she is bothering you too much. Gotta shut her and look to screen whenever you can. I mean, technically I am bothering you, but you know.
I know what you're saying, yeah. It's usually the voice is there, so I can answer as I go along. Okay, so once the one engine's up to speed, we can start the second engine. Okay. If we look, there we go. If we look on the left-hand side, we've got a DTS upload. So we're going to say load all. That's going to load all the mission and everything and all the weapon systems off a cartridge which is plugged in. I think it's over here somewhere. We're going to shut the canopy. It'll go much quieter, although as you can probably tell mine's really quiet. And then on the right hand side we're going to select CDU. Now because I've been talking so much and answering questions, this aircraft is already aligned.
But not the server name. Could you repeat?
Yeah, MELL. Just look that one up. And it's actually mail server, the one with the UK flag on. It'll show two, possibly. Okay, so if we look here, normally you'll see this counting up. And just before 4008, you'll see ins nav ready on there. And then when it hits 4008, right, that flashes, this has completed its alignment. So it needs to do the alignment to understand where it is in 3D space, and then it's a point of reference for the things that you fire and keeps track of everything, okay? If you were scrambling, you were under attack, you can take off without it, and you can do it in flight, as you can see here. Once it's done, we're going to hit nav. We're going to move down at the back. We're going to move this to EGI, which is embedded GPS, inertial navigation system. We're going to move over to here and hit the yaw SAS and pitch SAS. And this is a bit like the blue buttons. Stands for Stability Augmentation System. Smooths the whole flight out. We're going to switch on that EAC, radar altimeter. Moving over to the right, we should have three things on. One is the seat ejection system. Start at the top right of the screen, follow it down diagonally. You'll see the anti-skid. And the other one is the APU generator, which we no longer need. We'll switch that off. We slide along and we switch the APU itself off, okay? And this thing is more or less started. Right. We're going to switch this to TAD.
Okay. Server found. Password wrong. XD, sorry to interrupt again.
That's fine. XMAS. Xmas. Okay, right. So I'm going to load some weapons and we're going to get an error. So let's call up the weapons loadout. And what I'll do is go to my old standard for now. You can save all these loadouts. I'll get rid of these. And I might stick on a couple of CBU 105s, which are a cluster bomb. But it depends, obviously. Weight is fine. I've still got weight left. Push the fuel back up. Say OK.
Request refueling.
Make sure we get a copy.
Request rearming.
Okay, we've got a copy, so it's going to rearm us. And then this thing's going to throw an error.
Refueling complete.
Okay, always does refueling first. That will start putting the weapons on. And as it puts them on, the plane's going to wobble. The weight of the weapons is taken into account. And even on the helicopters with some of the scripting facilities that are there and the scripts, they take the account into the weight as well. So even though this can take a lot more, there is no point. Otherwise it's going to be extremely heavy. So on here we've got electronic countermeasures, Maverick 65Ds, CBU 105s, which is a WICMID or wind corrected munitions device, a cluster bomb and a couple of aims to balance it out. Right, I'll just finish my cup of tea. Right, if I follow this formally, I should have started my radios up first once the APU gen was on. So we'll do that now. There's one radio, another radio, and another radio. I think that was the right button. Oh, thank you for the follow. Okay, so you can see we've got a note. We've got a note flashing, and that means look down at the little note. These are the little notes, bottom right hand corner, and it's indicating there's something wrong with the dismiss or digital stores management system, the inventory. We acknowledge the error, go to the dismiss, you'll see we've got none of the weapons we've put on. That's because the plane was initialised.
My bad on that, but I already pressed the follow button, but no.
That's fine, no worries. And what we're going to do is go back to the... Oh, thank you for that.
Thank you for the prime sub, Dreams Lay.
We're going to go back, thank you for the sub.
Shut up, woman.
So basically we're going to press and hold the MAV button, and then we'll get all the soft buttons we can put on. So we want the load button, and we're going to replace the MAV button with a load button.
Using in-game comms?
Yes, in-game comms 124 FM. So we're going to hit load. Right, we're going to hit load dismiss. Again, digital stores management system. In 4 seconds, it will update the weapons systems to match what's on there. And if we select it, you'll see all our weapons are here. Okay. So I need the Maverick button. So I'm going to hold load and switch back to Maverick. Okay, now we've got the tag. Radios are on. What I want to do is change this to 124. So we're going to turn this button here, turn that one up there, and oh, is it FM or AM? Could be AM. 124 radio check. I thought it was FM. This is the FM, this is the AM, isn't it? Although I think this can be switched.
Phantom does not go down to 124 XD.
Yeah, it basically, you might be able to use the guard channel, which is 255 by default, I believe. Although this has been changed on this mission. It's set to 305. It should be set the same as everybody else's. Right, okay, so another couple of things to do then. We're going to uncage the standby attitude indicator. We're going to go down to here. We've got 2 knobs. Normal would be select the flight plan and select steer point. That will change the view in here, and it will select the flight plan that is currently selected. There's one thing I forgot to do. I need this on other, and that is to go to the flight plan menu, which is FPM there, change this from auto to manual, and that stops it from changing the waypoint every single time you hit one waypoint. It stops it automatically going to the next. Once you've done that, select steer, put the pitot heater on.
Said, I'll buy F4 in future. Even though I don't fly it, I'll keep it in my hangar. She's an amazing looking aircraft in my opinion.
Some of them are.
Of course.
Some of them are, they are really good. So I'm going to put this on to standby and switch all these on. Okay, remember it's on standby. Now normally when you want it active, you want it on manual. Using auto and semi will basically waste your chaff. I'm going to move the fuel view to internal. We've got £11,000 of fuel. And I'm also going to select this. Usually it could be SAM 1 or 2. So a SAM 1 is anything up to an SA10. SA10 and above is SAM 2. You've got AAA, air-to-air, etc. So I'll leave it on SAM 1 initially.
XY as it said, that translate get it and fly it. It's an awesome module.
Okay, so what I'm going to do now is adjust my seat height. And I do that with this switch down here. And I need that to be more or less down at the bottom. And then we can see this circle. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, if I need to see this, I can just lean forward in the cockpit. Right, so the waypoint we need, if we look at F10, we're going up to Ras Al Khaimah, or waypoint number 9. So if I select this, up to waypoint number 9, that's where we're going to. Now, if you notice, this says not soy, and that means this is not the sensor of interest. These screens manage various devices. This one's always the same.
I love it. We have
Right.
famous paints for
So you've got not soy, and that means this screen is not the sensor of interest. So on the Warthog, you've got 2 switches here. You've got a target management switch and a data management switch. And it depends which sensor is selected as to what they do. Because we're in the hood at the moment, and I can tell because there's a little asterisk. If this was selected, that asterisk disappears, but you don't want not soy splattered across your hood, right? So in the hood, the DMS is used for changing waypoints. If I select the TDC, or TAD, sorry, the tactical air display, I think it is, I can do that one of 2 ways. I can either select the TAD button, we'll get a green box and you'll see not soy disappears, and also the asterisk has gone from there. So when I'm in this mode, the DMS does zooming in and out. Okay. If we look, we can see a yellow box. The yellow box is our steer point. That's where our systems are pointing towards. Within the yellow box is something called a SPI, or sensor point of interest, or the white wedding cake. So I can use this and make my other sensors point at where this is pointing. And we move this around for targets in that area. So if I wanted to blow a particular thing up, I'd put my SPI on that target. I'd tell my Maverick to look at the SPI, and when that's picked it up, I can fire the Maverick, okay? As long as I'm in range, etc. Right, okay. This one at the moment, we can select CDU, which is showing me my steer point. And we've also got a helmet mounted queuing sight, which is a relatively new addition. So I'm going to switch that on by switching it forward.
M's failure said, are we flying the 810 today?
Yeah, we're going to fly it for a bit. I've just gone through a quickish startup. So when we look around, we can now see, and this is absolutely brilliant for situational awareness, we can see where the SPI is, look. And there's a lot more we can do with it. So that's our target, that's where we're heading. So we'll go and take off, and then we'll start looking at the target. Now, what you've got to remember is the targeting pod is on my right wing. If the target I'm looking at is over here and I'm low flying, or mine did earlier on as well, right at the beginning though. So this here, all it's going to be doing is looking in the side of this missile. So bear in mind where this is, and you want to try and keep targets and things more towards your right. If you're going to do an orbit around a target, which you really need some distance if you're going to do that, you want to orbit slightly right with your wing down a little bit so that that's got maximum coverage at all times. Okay, there's another couple of things I need to do, and that is select my network. So when it says net, this uses a very old data link system called Saddle. Okay, and it isn't compatible with F-18s and things like that. It's its own for the A10 at that time period. So what I need to do is select the group ID, which in my case will be 33. 33 is my usual flight number. When I am selecting that, anybody who's on the same frequency will be showing, right? How many A10s we got up in the air? Because I can see that people have got the same numbers, or someone's got the same number as me.
2, I believe.
All right, so right, so basically my own ID is 01, group ID is 33. So you need to select different own IDs, because we've got flashing going on in the TAD, so we can't see who's who. So as you notice, any other A10 using the same group ID will change colour. Anything that is friendly is green, okay? But something we can communicate with in terms of sending text messages, sending targets and that, will be bluey colour, okay? And we've got a clash. So normally what happens is group ID becomes your own ID. Sorry, becomes your normal flight number. And own ID, if you're flying on your ID, you're number 1. If I change this, for instance, to 34 and click it, then we shouldn't get that problem, he says. But obviously we are at the moment. So it means there's 2 people using the number 1. And you can have lots of different groups. Why is that not changed? Right. If you notice, there's an error there because I did it the wrong way around. See that error? You have to clear it, then choose the numbers, and then choose the group. There you go, that's fine. So that will get sorted when the numbers are changed. Right, I need to call the ground crew to get them to take the chocks away.
Chief, remove the wheel chocks. Copy.
Oh, hello. Sorry about this. Post poop clarity. Just got your you got your track AR. Excellent. Got a HOTAS and the F-16 from the last sale. Serial maybe the KA-50 is. I think helis are pretty cool. Okay, one thing. Can I ask you, post poop, if you look down at the description in on the YouTube channel, if you click that link, you're going to open up a chat window, just a chat window, to my Twitch, which means that you'll be able to have a better conversation with me and a lot faster. When you're on YouTube, because I'm pushing like nearly 45 meg to YouTube, by the time it's turned it into a video and he's playing it, there's a minute delay. So you're a little bit behind and it takes a while before I see your question. So if you can click that, it'll open up a Twitch chat, and when you talk to me there, I'll be able to hear what you're asking and respond a lot quicker. The question, is it worth buying? I'm debating on buying Syria or maybe this Shark. Okay, helis are really good. If you've never flown a heli at all, I would really suggest starting with a Huey. The Huey is also really cheap in the sale. Oh, you're at work. Oh, right, yeah, no, I understand. Just bear in mind, right, there is a delay, okay? It's not that I'm ignoring you. You're on a different screen and I have to read it, okay? I would suggest if you buy a Huey, which will cost you $25, or just under, around about 20 something quid in UK, and learn that first. You will find that when you move into other helicopters, you'll get a good feeling for helicopters, etc. Syria is a very good map. What I would also suggest is hang on with maps. If you've downloaded DCS from the DCS website, you can download and try. Oh, you don't notice it. Oh, I do. You can download and try, right, the what's the word? You can try trial versions of modules and also maps. And I would suggest try different maps, have a look at them and see how you get on. The other thing, being as you're new, is don't try and learn 2 aircraft at the same time. I can't see, is that the F-18 or the F-16? I think it's the F-16. What I would also say is if you do get a helicopter, such as the Huey, it's quite good because it's very quick to start up and fly. Right? It's a lot harder than you think flying helicopters. But when you're learning a plane, when you want to break from it, you can switch over to a helicopter without causing you any confusion. If you have 2 planes, then when you switch from one to the other, the terminology changes depending on the plane. So, as I mentioned earlier, my screens here are called MFCDs. Screens on possibly the F-18 or DDI. Screen on something else is called something else. So it gets extremely confusing. And you're also trying to start things up using very similar things. Whereas a helicopter usually will have different terminology, different terminology, and it's not going to confuse you if you're trying to learn a helicopter and a plane at the same time. And if you intend flying helicopters, which is always good fun, then I would always start with a Huey. You need to learn quite a lot about how helicopters work. It's also very basic. Yeah, there you go, exactly. And it's also very basic, but you'll be surprised. Easy to take off, easy to get in the air, difficult to master. But once you can get that feel, then look at the Shark, right? And then you would be in a position where you can jump into an Apache and get the benefit of learning the Huey and the Shark as well. There are a lot of sales. There's about 6 sales a year. Lunar New Year, right, or the Chinese New Year is one. But there'll typically be a spring sale come March, April. There'll be a summer sale. There'll be a full moon over Aunt Maisie's house sale. You know what I mean? There's lots of them. So hopefully that's useful. And yeah, appreciate you can't come onto the chat. Hopefully that was useful. Right, did I remove my chocks? Yes, I did. Okay, radios. Right, let's put that to 124. 124 radio check. There are various campaigns and missions. It's quite cheap. And even in this game, it's really, really useful. Yeah, you don't need to. You don't need to. Just take your time. As I said, if you've downloaded from DCS and not from Steam, you'll get 2 weeks on the vast majority of modules, 2 weeks on the vast majority of maps. So there's nothing wrong with a module. It will work fine for 2 weeks, then stop. And you just move on to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Ah, right, okay. Just bear in mind when you are at home, try and use the chat because it's more real time. There is more real time chat on YouTube, but I can't get there.
There is a nasty Moog 23 at 9.
Ah, right, okay. Yeah, you're in DCS non-Steam. Excellent. Okay, so you'll get the benefits from that. Right, I do talk a little bit. I try to explain and help everybody I can when I'm flying, so you just have to bear that in mind. Ah, right, I see what you mean regarding the MiG. We've got a couple of MiGs coming in as well. Interesting. Let's see where these go, whether they're coming after me. What end of the runway am I? I'm after this end. Okay, I need to go down here and back up. 124 radio check.
Right.
Good copy, thank you. So we're using in-game comms. Okay, what I'm going to do now is put my nose wheel steering on, and that allows me to turn. So maybe, is it that bad? Oh, I see what you mean, yeah. Okay, cheers, thank you for that. Right, okay, let's 3301 taxiing to what runway are we taking off on? What time is it? 11:49. I've only got about an hour left, I'm afraid, today. So how much I'll get done with this, I don't know. I'll take off on the proper one. To be fair, if I was doing this a little bit more seriously, what I should be doing is radioing in and asking for permission to start. I should be asking for permission to taxi. When you're flying, we tend to fly a little bit more relaxed, not quite so formal, because a lot of the people who fly with us are viewers, and there's also a lot of people starting. I mean, the whole channel's set up to help people get into DCS and offer advice and instruction on what things are happening and why and so on. This seat needs moving down just a little bit more.
At XYZ, do you receive my BMs?
Right, okay. Hey, Fox. How the devil are you, matey?
How's it going?
Yeah, it's going all right. Bit short on time today because the other half's working.
Said active runway was supposedly 30R.
Ah, right, okay, so that's fine. I think that's where I'm going. I'll probably be on the opposite side, but
0/69 said, yeah, not bad, been fucking around with Foothold.
Oh, Foothold. I think I bought that when it first was released and played it a bit. I think is it the one with the little guys running round?
Same.
Like top down. Yeah, I bought it so long ago, but it's been updating. It's supposed to be better.
Yep, top down. XYZ said, at Dreamsley I did, but Skeeter messed up. Your first came, and then the other ones mixed up.
Yeah, it's really big, is it? Sham, if you're still there. Do you remember Foxhole when we bought it years ago? Little top-down military thing.
Huge now.
Yeah.
It's got
Apparently, it's got a hell of a lot more now, and it's one of the things I've noticed. People are streaming, and what's his name? Solid is playing it as well.
Oh, I just
Okay.
bought that.
I'll have to give it another go. It's multiplayer, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so. And Yam's just bought it. Morning, Yam.
They're all shouts up. I'm up for playing. Have a go at that.
Yeah, we'll have a go at that, Yam.
We put it on sale, didn't we? At some point.
God, it was very early access, if I remember right. It was like when they originally launched it.
333.
Thank you for the follow. If you got any questions, please ask.
Thank you for the follow.
You can see where I'm going down here.
Pedro_McLeod said, drop me a text when you do because I have no idea how to play it.
Oh, you think I do?
0x69 said, join Colonial's server Charlie if you guys hop on.
We'll have to get our heads around it again. We used to play it ages ago when it first come out. And I mean, it's been quite a few years. So I don't imagine we were in any state to be able to jump straight in and play.
Everything's pretty simple.
Oh, it is. It's all pointy clicky, isn't it? I think, in the main. Still got a fair way to go on this thingamajig. So we're going to take off on 30 right. And hopefully I'll have enough time to do something because it's nearly 12 o'clock. I'm short of
No,
two.
guys, pretty complicated, but everything else you guys can just pick up a few tips and go to the front lines.
Oh, logistics. Yeah, it might be interesting. It'll be a different game. Although I've got to make some videos.
McLeod said, sounds like we have found our man Mel.
Who, Foxy, yeah. When he's around, Foxy's it's one of these people who was around and around and around and then disappears and then pops in every now and then.
Oh, sorry.
Who have you just blown up?
Mo. Sorry.
Oh, you've blown one of your own team up. What you in?
Solidas 0x69 said, low guy goes from as simple as whacking rocks like Minecraft up to Factorio style.
Alright, yeah. Right, we're nearly there.
Where you can get trains, barges and pipes and automation. Puff 2000 said, sorry Mo.
I hope he's on.
Yeah.
Because if he doesn't hear, he'll be going, what the hell? What was he in? A chopper?
A10.
And you blew up our own A10?
Yeah, because it didn't show. Wasn't blue.
I should have held short there, but never mind. It won't be blue, will it? If he's not on the group ID, he won't know that. So he's apologising, whoever it is he's shot. Unfortunately, these things happen. I should have held short at that line, by the way, but I'll do it here. 3301 holding short. Runway 30 right. I hope it's right. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is change my lights. I'm going to switch them from flashing to steady.
69 said, but yeah, it's like 24/7
Not with that, I'm not.
server, so whenever you guys are on, as long as you are in Colonial,
Try the right one.
Charlie server, I'll bump into you guys and teach
Switch
you
it
stuff.
onto steady and then put the lights onto anti-collision. So you see now they're steady and the lights there are flashing away. Okay, so 3301 taken active 30 right.
Maca36 said, I have to work out setting the radio in the Viper for this server.
Ah, right, yeah. So we're on 124. And I hope I'm 30, right? Oh, is this my stop line? Oh, yeah. Duh. I don't know the runway, to be fair. Or the base. So this should be the right runway. If it's wrong, then I'll be taking off as somebody's probably landing. See what the number says. Oops, come on. Usually, I mean, there's enough room. If you see someone come in, as long as you don't overcompensate. Yeah, it looks like I might be on the right. Oh. Sorry about this, I'm on 12 right. I'm on runway 12 right. Okay, so what we're going to do is run the engines up to about 80% down here on this dial. Excuse me. Okay, and we're going to check down here to make sure we've got no issues, which we haven't. We're going to full throttle. We're going to keep an eye on the number over on the left. Okay. And when this number here changes to 70, we're going to switch off nose wheel steering. Keep going. We're on full throttle at the moment. We're just waiting to get to about 130. We're going to start pulling back just a bit. Give some back pressure on the stick. And we'll take off somewhere around about 150, 160 or a bit more. So back pressure in. Oops. Already taking off by the looks of it. There we go. Okay. Pull the gear up if I remember where my gear button is. Climb using about 5 degrees. Put it in autopilot for now for a second. Press the button. And with the A10C you get 3 autopilots. That's down here, and you've got oh, I forgot what it's called. Oh yeah, path, right, which means you can set it to climb, whether that's going up or down, so you know it's any angle. You've got altitude and heading, which is the middle one. Okay, so that will keep you in a direction in a particular course, and you've also got altitude only. That allows you to go around and start looking for targets. So even though we're not exactly at the targets, I'm going to fence in. Fence is an acronym for fuel, emitters, various other things I always forget what. So we're going to put master arm on, laser arm on, TGP on, and we're also going to switch the gun pack on. However, if you watch, I'll take the autopilot off. When you hit gun pack, it drops down. So I'm just bringing it up. What was it you didn't know? Which bit? And so I'll just put this on a nice gentle climb there. Oh right, yeah. So what I also need to do is switch off the lights. And then I'll call 3301 fenced in fuel 10.4. Okay, so let's check the lights still on. That's where they should be. Okay. I'll also, actually I forgot to do, switch this to a manual. Okay. And the TGP is basically warming up and aligning. There is something else I forgot to do. I didn't set my QFE. So down here is a little number which is barometric pressure at the location I took off from. And usually you'll get a reading if you call ATC, and they'll tell you what the QFE is. So you set the QFE. There you go. So basically the reading is local. Okay, so what you've got to be very aware of is when you are, I can't go too far right because I know this target's there, so I'll use the altitude only one. So basically the air pressure, right, varies depending on location. So every single base may have. Yeah, exactly. So you'll get what I was going to say. Oh yeah, so the air pressure is local to every single base. It depends on the weather conditions, etc, etc. So use the local setting for when you're taking off and landing. When you're actually flying, you change it back to 2992, which is an international standard. If you don't change it back and you wanted to say rendezvous at 2,000 feet, some of you will be at different heights. So you need to change it back to 2992 so everybody flying has got the same point of reference. While we've been talking, hopefully the TGP is aligned. When it's aligned, it'll be in standby mode. So we're now going to click on AG for air to ground mode. When you've got this on now, this is also a sensor that we can change. Got to be really careful here. We can change with, we can change using the DMS, etc, etc. At the moment, this is bore sighted and it's pointing ahead of us. If we look on this map here, hopefully I'm not flying into a danger zone, we can see the diamond which represents, right, our, oh no, we should be right this side, which represents where this is. Okay, now when we switch the Mavericks on, that is also going to be another sensor. So we're going to go to dismiss, go to missile and switch electro-opticals on, and there's a 3-minute timer. Okay, if you notice, this isn't soy anymore. We look over here, this isn't soy, oh, this is soy. Okay, now because we've got a SPI, I can force all the sensors to look here at the SPI. So I'm going to do that now using China Hat forward long, and you see the cross and the diamond all run to that location. Okay, so now if I start looking in here shortly, someone's just down there, look. Right, you'll see targets start to appear. Now I need to slow down a little bit because there's no need for me to be going at 300 knot at this point. So as I said to you before, it's on the right wing. The angle that I am at, this is looking at the fins on the rocket. Okay, if I look using this, we can see where the target is. So I'll take it out of autopilot and start to turn a little bit tighter. Now as we look in the hood, it's pointing towards where the SPI is. The square tells me, hey,
single player campaign recommendations, going with the FA-18 for my plane during the sale.
Ah, right, okay. I don't know many of the missions, to be honest. What I would suggest is there's a very good mission called Krasnodar Variable by Apache 600. Was it Apache? Yeah, I think it is Apache 600. But it's called Krasnodar Variable. If you type exclamation mark and you can spell Krasnodar, then there's a link, right, which will take you to the download. Now, he's got a whole series of missions.
Definitely getting the Persian Gulf map.
He's got a whole series of missions, right, that go from very easy, where you can practice weapons and things, to SA-10s and things. And there's about 4 to 5 missions in each area that you can either manually trigger, or you can actually fly into the area and it'll choose a random mission. Okay? Now, that is what I use for training. And it is really, really good. Right, you can see here we're looking at the target area now. Okay, this is not soy. So have a look for that. It's spelt Krasnodar. Okay, so if someone can type that in, although I might be able to do it myself, but I may also be on top of the target shortly and I'll be dead, but I'll try. So it's a very good mission to learn. And you choose manually using the F10 menu, easy, mission 1, alright? Now, if you're too low, you'll find there is a little bit of a vehicle with anti-air, but nothing major. Right, so while we're here, we can see the target area is 32 miles away. We're currently in CCD mode. So we're going to change that using the boat switch aft. Oops. And now we're in white hot. So now we can start to look at the targets. We can zoom in a little bit more, and then we can use, right, the DMS switch to zoom in. So I assume that's on fire rather than firing a missile. Have we got anything major kicking around? This is where the runway is, I think. Unfortunately, unlike last week, I'm not going to be able to go and do much more after this. She's off on holiday from today. It's her last shift. So next week I shall be able to play longer and may get a bit more. If anyone wants me to do any sort of instructional stuff during the week, I'm quite happy to do that as well.
Maka 36 said, 2 targets left.
Don't know where they are. Let's have a look on the map. What we got? Oh, a zoo moving up the runway, and 2 zoos.
Machine Gun 417 said, I would go with Syria, a Baltic Dragon campaign.
Yeah, Syria's really good. Just make sure you've got the memory to do it. It is very memory hungry.
Said, hi Mel.
Hey, hello, California. How the devil are you? So there's a road somewhere. Just looking for this thing. Too far out now, I think.
XYZ said, How does capture on your server work?
Okay, so once you've got it, you've usually got to take supplies. However, if we've got enough credits, we can buy supplies. So helicopters that are capable of carrying supplies, but it's got to be neutralised first.
I'm on my way over to capture.
Okay, me too. I need to get a little bit closer. I also need to increase my height. I want to be high enough not to get shot by the zoos.
Machine gun 417 said, helicopters land troops. XYZ said, so, Samyang's already on the way?
What you in, pup?
M's failures said,
Dewey.
I hope they will fix the runway and tear count.
So do I thought that.
You can't land or take off on that runway.
So, how much supplies can the Huey carry? Is it just one?
Yeah.
Okay, we need 3. So, if anybody wants to take more, please feel free. So we should do that before somebody takes the option, and then just buys them, which we want to avoid.
Thank you. XYZ said, he'll get the Me-24 and try to get another 2.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, right, so I'm coming up to the target area. This is a pain in the ass. So we've still got, as far as I can see, these 2 vehicles.
Too much hair product said, I have 64 gigabytes RAM. Would you need 128 before tackling Syria?
No, 64's fine. So Syria, right, what, if you've got 32 gig of RAM,
64 is fine.
yeah, 32 gig of RAM is about what you need for Syria. If you intend, right, trying to stream as well, and you've only got what is that it there now? If you try and stream on Syria and you've only got 32 gig of RAM, you'll find yourself running out of memory, which is what happens. So we've got a few things going on over here, haven't we? So you can see I'm rolling over here. What's my height? 2000. Let's go up a little bit more.
M's failures said, most PCs have 32 those days.
Yeah, 30. Well, I used to have 32, and when I used to stream, I had a 1080 Ti. I used to stream in 4K still. No, playing 4K, streaming 1080p. But when I got the Syria map, we're playing a multiplayer mission. The problem was, and I might get shot down if I'm not careful. The problem was the memory used to just run out. Right, what I want to do is find out where these are. There's a couple of things here. What are these? Just trucks, supply trucks. So I want to sort of find a general area.
I have 32 GB 2080 T, but with DCS even on M.2, I notice very long loading times.
Yeah, there's always a long loading time initially, and what you'll find is if you come out and go back in again, that loading time is really quite quick.
I'm not close enough to a logistics zone.
Yeah, you'll have to have a little look.
For a landing, I've got one engine out.
Radio check 124.
5x5. Can you explain to somebody where the logistics zone is, please?
Where is he at?
He's at the base looking to see where he can land. So we've got this here.
Is he at
We can see those.
If you see the screen. Oh, should go there.
Green smoke. Okay. All right. Told him.
See the green smoke just up to the right
Dreams
one.
laser.
Yeah, it's somebody else.
We need to hear BR.
Right. Let's select this. We're also going to change the mode. Right. And now I'm going to zoom in. There's the runway.
Green smoke. Copy.
Right. And I'm going to drop, hopefully, a cluster bomb round about there to see. No, they're more centered, aren't they? Now I'm going to, let's drop one round about there. Okay. So I'm going to change this to function mark point. Now the mark point is there. I'm going to go to the weapons. You can't see them. That's not these CBUs. I'm going to leave them at their default height. And let's see what happens. Because at the moment what's happening is when you get two little vehicles in there, by the time you see them you've disappeared. So let's see if I can pick them up with this. There's my new speed there. I am really close. I'm also a little bit low. This might not work, but we'll see. So I need to fly level. And I've got 12 seconds to drop. Hopefully this works. It might not. Oh, pickle. Okay, so I should. Did I drop one? Yeah. We'll have a look in a minute. Don't want to get too far over there. Oh man, have I missed it already? There it is. So what that will do, and unfortunately I think it might miss, should pop. It should blow. Drop some parachutes. I think I might have missed. I think that's too far away. Yeah, I think so. Fly up in the air. Needs to be a little bit further up, I think. Judging by the map. So I'll come back on the other road with them and see how we get on. So it's just behind me.
Okay, Me-24 also can just carry one.
Ah, right, yeah, there are limits. It's okay. Somebody else is going as well. CBUs are really good if you know how to adjust. You know what your wind's doing. These are wick mids. These work quite well, and I've left them purposely dropping high as a sort of scattergun approach. We've got a thingamajig coming in as well. I've got to be careful about. So I need to drop these possibly the other direction. But I might even move this a little bit further up. Whoop. Let's have a look. Because I can't see the target. So I need this target to be over there. If I've got the hood selected, which I have, I should be able to change this from where it is. Put it about here. Just move the speed a little bit.
Some supplies and head over to Brass Owl, because it looks as though that's going to be neutral soon.
Okay. So I'm watching the release, 3 minutes, 3 seconds. Pick up. Let's have a little look. Let's put that on autopilot. And then go and have a look and see what happens this time. So yeah, you can be really accurate with these, but I am just second guessing where these vehicles are. The other one was a little bit too far down, I think. It's also at 1800 foot spread, which means the little parachutes going to be affected by the wind. However, that will give me the maximum coverage. Oh, we'll see. So what they do when they drop these clusters is they look for targets. I don't think I got anything to do. I think we've still got them there. Okay, I'm going to have to use my eyes. You can see them just playing around on that little bit of road. So we'll go to guns.
Dreamsley said, that is a great munition.
It's brilliant, and you got CBU 97s, you've got CBU 93s. Depends what sort of targets you're going for. Now I can't see the targets, but they're going to be somewhere over here. If we noticed, they were driving in between those buildings. So you've got 2 dots in your cannon. You've got one for armour piercing, one for high explosives. So you could put 1 dot there, give it a quick fire look. And if you use the other dot, then the other munitions go there. Now I can't see the targets at the moment. It looked like they were coming through a little road over this way, didn't it?
Pull up, pull up, pull up. Altitude.
Just
altitude,
looking.
altitude. Pull up, pull up,
Oh.
pull up.
This is a bit of an issue. I should have also declared where I was coming in from. Anyone got visual on the targets?
Platty trying
Hey,
fine,
Platty.
said, you sound like you live the lurg, mate.
Me? No. I'm good at the moment. Pup has. Oh yeah, there you go. Somebody killed them. It's neutral anyway, but there's still a target in there, look. There's also something...
Mac 36 said, base is now neutral.
Yeah. One vehicle's still there.
Thank you for the follow, XY said.
Thanks for the follow there.
Thank you for the follow, XY
So what I'm
said.
looking for is that road that leads not to your door.
XY it said, guess, at least time for a follow, right?
Yeah,
XT.
no, that's fine. I'm easy either way. I never sort of enforce people to follow or anything like that. Right, this diagonal road. Sure, there's something up here. Oh, yeah, something's shooting at me still. We've got something down on the ground. There's a couple of things. I'll come back on this road. I'm sure it's on this road. Oh, there's another one, look. Could be small arms as well. Just looking. Pull around quite tight. Just pop my speed brakes out, slow me down a little bit. Where was that vehicle? A tree?
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
Maka 36 said, got him.
Yeah, there's something else, look. See these two? That's what I'm after. Because they're sitting there. One's on the road. And one's just off. What time is it? Alright. One of the other things you can do with this as well is make this soy, and now going along and with a bit of luck, if I can see him, I can set. Can set a point because he's on this road, I think. Going a little bit too slow here as well. Sure he's on this road somewhere. Just can't see.
Thank you for the follow _ed_actual.
Thanks for the follow there. Let's have a look.
Mel said, thank you for the follow _ed_actual.
Can't tell how far up he is.
XYZ said, guess the AICH-47 captured it.
Yeah, one of them's captured. Let's have an orbit round.
There's two anti-air units to the north of...
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for at the moment. But start back here. Trouble is we're a little bit close. So let's switch back to flight plan, which is function 7. And that'll put me back at the main base. Right. So it's that end. there's a
Duck
target
underscore
behind me.
and underscore actual said, Mel, is there a new setting? My TGP does not look as crisp as yours does.
No, there's not a new one. What I'll do, just remind me in a minute, and I'll... are we talking the TGP on the A10? What I'll do is I'll show you my settings, just in case there's anything there. So what I want to do is just roll out a little bit. Right, so let's have a look, see if I can find it. I think this is the end of the runway.
Jamaica 36 said, are you able to see my laser if I fire it at the target?
Oh, you found it already? It depends what you set to. I'm not gonna, I haven't got a laser anyway, but I would, but yeah, I see what you mean. So to get me to do it, is that it down there? Nope. If it's set to the standard laser, there's a good chance. I think I might be going up the wrong road.
XYZ said, so, just general questions. If I got it right, targets on F10 as long as someone has sightline, no target markers in game.
Oh, there's no target markers. What we've got though is we have or did have a what's it in the air. Let me try and get this sorted and work out. Right, I'm too far up. It's the main road there. So we can't usually see the targets unless we've got any EWRS or anything like that. And I'm way too close here. Makes it really difficult to find stuff. Where are we going? Yeah, if we've... It's alright, sorry. I'm just thinking at the moment. So, yeah, you'll be able to see the targets, but we can't see them unless we have any AWACS or anything like that. But we've also got drones that we can use. Just need to get around here and do an orbit. And then somewhere from the middle of the runway over there, let's just roll out and do a nice easy curve. Right, okay. I'll show you my settings in a minute.
Dreamsley said, where are the SAMs? You guys destroy them?
Yeah, everything's destroyed, but there's these two vehicles. And I need to get back to my runway.
_red_actual said, it's bug of war if someone sees the target it's transmitted on F10, right?
Yeah, sorry. It is fog of war. I can't see where I am at the moment. Because I'm far too close.
Pull up.
Have you done your VRS demonstration yet?
No, of course I didn't VRS. I got shot in my thingamajig eventually.
_red_actual said, I did several last night long.
Oh, VRS is... Yeah, it takes a while. Everybody still will do a VRS every now and then.
One of the targets.
Yeah, it's just picked me up then. I can't see where it's coming from, and I'm way too close to the targets. So the TGP is always like zoomed in, do you know what I mean? Is that it down there? No. I'm just too over the target.
Passing waypoint 2 at 25,000.
Right, let me go back to here. So one's just round to my right and one's on my left there. There's the one you've damaged. So that is over there somewhere. There should be some smoke or something, no doubt. It's definitely on this road, or I think it is. Can't see any smoke or anything. But it's definitely this road. Yeah, look, see. But I can't see it to mark it. Let me have a look. Whereabouts is it? Sure, it's this road. Probably the wrong one. Can't see it at all.
Pull up, pull up.
There.
Altitude, altitude. Pull up, pull up.
Oh, look. See, I can just about see where it's in, but it's all too close. We probably captured the base now anyway, so we should have some defences. I'll move a bit further away and see how we get on. It's the right road for that one anyway.
Dreamsley said, "Sound of freedom."
Got a MiG coming as well. Watch out, Glaive, there's a MiG coming, maybe coming for me. Yeah, just saw it.
Okay.
Right, okay, so what was I going to show somebody? Options, system. Monitors, cockpit display, mirrors. So these are the main settings I've got for that. I don't think there's any more. Textures are high. If you want to screenshot that, and then you can check. So you might find that that is at 512 by default. If that helps, by the way. All right. Right, I've got to watch these circles.
Underscore actually said, "Okay, we're running the same settings. I just cleared shaders. We'll see if that fixed it."
Yeah, that's fair enough. That's a good enough call. If you look at it on the YouTube channel, which is MELL DCS, you'll see how I see it. You're seeing it in 1080p at the moment, if you're watching on Twitch. Just gaining a little bit of height. Right.
I've got 3 down pilots nearby. I'll go and see if I can grab those.
Just need to turn a little bit more, get this base off my right wing, otherwise I'm not going to see anything.
Warning, autopilot.
Yes, I know, I forgot to press the button. Let's have a look. It's because I'm quite low. There we go. Right, let's try this again. Right. What the hell? Got a missile. Got a launch from somewhere.
Warning, autopilot.
Not sure who the launch is from. Can't see a missile yet. Anyone see a missile? I'll probably blow up in a minute.
Rain Dogger said, "Can someone give me the link to Chuck's guides? Oh, almost forgot. Hey now."
Hello, how are you, Rain Dog? Yeah, mate, just type in, right, exclamation mark Chucks, CHUCKS. What is it you're trying to learn, matey, or what you're looking up? Oh, it's too damn close. Can't even see the bloody runway with this at the moment. Right there. There we go. And I'm going to be over the top of them again.
Warning, autopilot.
This is just going to be a pain in the ass.
XYZ said, "Anything special to do for the XR to get the pilot in?"
Oh, there's one pilot. Oh, actually.
XY, you on comms?
I don't think he is, matey.
Oh, he's about to dial in.
Previously, on some of these missions, yes. But you should be able to go and select it. Yeah, watch your XY. I think there's a MiG after you. Right, where's he firing from? See a little bit of tracer. But as I said, I can't go too far away. And by the time I'm looking, I'm way too close. So I assume the blue smoke is the pilot pickup, yeah?
Yeah, correct.
Right, okay. So right, if I look on here, there's me just going over here.
Standing pretty much next to M with doors open.
Ah, right. What's the radio message to get him in? What's the message to get the guy in?
The radio direction finding.
Yeah, but the guy's waiting. He's by the pilot, right? He just needs to. He just needs him to get into his helicopter, and he's not sure how. Right. This is going to be tight, and I might end up shooting my own guy. But
I just assumed when you landed, they come to you. You don't seem to have to turn on C-SAR to actually be rescuing. I'm just about to land next to another one, we'll see.
alright. So according to me, the guy who's doing the shooting is over here. I'd say that's him there.
Pull up, pull up. Altitude, altitude.
No, it's a building. Sod it. Can't come in the other way around, otherwise I'll kill the guy who they're waiting to pick up. Oh, he picked him up. Yeah, you gotta go and land at the base now.
Said, I don't know, I now own all the modules, but because of age, learning curve runs off the chart. LOL.
Oh, I know what you mean, matey. Have you got any new controllers or anything, Rain Dog? Can't see that bloody vehicle, and it's just round here somewhere. I can't see it for shit.
X, Y, as it said. R, the Wizo has to walk. XD.
So again, I'm getting like a little shot. I can't see where it's coming from. I have to just leave it. Sure, if it is much of a threat, it would have done a bit more damage.
Ilfuri Overdragon.
Can't kill him.
Ill fly over again. Perhaps you see the traces.
Yeah, I was trying. I could see the odd tracer, but that was it. By the time you look around, there's nothing. I'll just land at this base because I've got to finish soon anyway. Assuming there's no big holes on the runway.
Altitude, altitude.
Okay, I'm going to be landing at the place we just captured, whatever the runway is.
Got M.
Ah, you got him. Ah, there you go. Right, go back to dismiss, missiles off. Go back to Ted.
Rain Dogger said, yes, I bought an Hotas X56 and a new high-speed Samsung 2TB M.2 drive to run it on.
Oh, right,
So
okay.
bought the new trackpad and Tobii eye tracker.
Excellent, matey. Okay, just be aware I'm landing on the base that we've just captured. Bit of a hurry landing this, but
XYZ said, Toby I does a real good job.
Altitude, altitude.
excuse me. Right, at least I got down, I suppose. Someone coming in and MI8? Or could be MI24.
Pilots up.
Alright.
That might 24.
Yeah, I thought so.
That's what I said.
Thanks. A slim down booby copter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, runway's clear. Bit of a tight emergency landing sort of thing, but never mind. And we're all good for supplies now. Just if anyone comes on during the week by themselves, just keep an eye open. We did capture this base last week, to be honest. And I suspect someone's just popped on and not realised it can be recaptured. Right, what time is it?
Said, yeah, do 4S, good job, but reading fine print it says it's lined into 30-inch screen and mine is curl 34-inch, so haven't tried it yet.
Oh, right, yes, I see. Right, I gotcha. Right, I've got a couple of minutes. I've got to go then, literally.
I've got the same. It works fine.
Right, okay. Wheels are out. The ladder down. Nope, what happened there? Try again. There we go. Otherwise you can't get out. Right, guys, I am going to have to jump off and go and give the other half a lift. Let me go and have a look and see if there's anyone else to pass you over to. There's usually, by now, some good pilots on. I'll try and find somebody English speaking. Thanks for all the questions and for the follows. And did you get your link, by the way, Rain Dog? Right, Gash is on. He's Polish speaking. I don't want to force him. Oh, we only got like sort of 4 to 5 streamers. Oh, possibly, yeah. We'll definitely have a look. Right, I'll pass you over to someone who seems to be called Spads. It looks to be in English, which is always a good one. So just bear with me and I'll pass you on. Please give them some support. There's never usually that many people who are streaming DCS or viewing, so always please try and give somebody some support. And I'll catch you all next week if I don't catch you during the week. Cheers all, bye. Thanks for watching on YouTube, and hopefully that was useful to you.